This video here is not sponsored by Brunt, but it'd be cool if we were. But we like their boots. I can't show my feet because I don't have my Brunts on.
He's got his rain boots on.
I got my rain boots on. So Colin wins today. Colin beat Dad and I here.
Yeah, I'll be there at 8 o'clock. I got here at 8:17. I was late too. And forgot my key.
We should mic up so we can hear each other better in the video. Hold on, where's the kit? Where's the sound thing right there? Anyways. Turbo truck. Christmas presents. Welcome to FBK Racing. Cameron and Colin here. We're going to put brakes on this. Okay, here's the deal. We're putting brakes on the Ranger. And in a second here, I'm going to turn this camera around. And Colin's going to take his package, or unwrap his package here. And whatever I meant. And we're going to see what we're doing. Because currently, we have a 2000 Ford Ranger with 2000 Ford Ranger brakes on it. And they spin, meh. I'm pretty good and adamant about not using too much grease inside hubs. So they do spin pretty good. But as you can tell by these 1-inch thick rotors and these 45-pound calipers, there's a lot of rotating mass there and a lot of weight. A lot of weight, a lot of rotating mass, slows your ET down. And we're pretty close to maxing out this cage, but I want to max it out. So basically, these are going to come off, and these are going on it. That's right. Strange Hot Boys, Evolutions, going on the turbo truck. Now, you guys will probably go on the website if you're watching this video right now, and it's not on there. Because we're the R&D team for Ford Rangers because they're so popular and so cool.
We're not smart, and everybody else is smart.
Yeah, we totally could just build an S10, and they already make brakes for it, and we put Strangers on that, and they're just off-the-shelf Strangers. But we hit up Strange. They helped us out over there and got us some Evolution 4s. No part number hubs because one-off stuff. One of one. Again, Timken bearings because the best of the best. There's the spacers, seals, all the hardware to bolt the calipers onto the brackets. 2-piece rotors. What's nice about the 2-piece rotor is the hub obviously stays tight in between the wheel and the hub, and the rotor floats back and forth, so there's no issues. And it's better heat displacement, all that jazz. So, we're going to rip this apart, and we are going to weigh this, because the biggest thing is the weight difference. And I have already weighed the calipers, and just the caliper with no pads was like 6 pounds lighter than those calipers. So, without further ado, we're going to rip these off and put them Hot Boys on it. And also, as we're staring at the pile of parts here, I realized we don't need no stinking instructions.
Mostly because we didn't get any
because there is no instructions.
There is no instructions.
So this will be an instructional video, and I'm even going to put socket sizes. I'm going to put torque, even though I don't know what the torque is. So I'll look that up for a different kit.
Good and tight.
So we'll all know what that is. The Loctite, shims. Again, there are spacers. And this is for stock spindles because nobody makes an aftermarket stock ride height spindle. They do make lifted spindles and lowered spindles, but they're not any lighter than the stock ride height spindle, so disregard all of those. We're not testing fitment on the aftermarket spindles. This is just for stock spindles for 98 to 2002 Rangers. Don't quote me on that. I will get the year and stuff that they fit on, but again, it is for stock spindles. So yeah, let's get to work. This just in. Part-time's here.
Snowed up on the mountain. I had to wear my,
Yeah. 6 inches of snow we're getting tomorrow.
Yeah, we got.
There's 6 flakes on there.
well, if you go a little bit farther north.
So anyways, as you seen in time lapse, boom, strange. Yeah, shout out to all the other Braggins and stuff. I gotta put nothing wrong with little strange brakes and axles and stuff. I gotta take that one down. I gotta put a Renegade one up.
Not the BMR one?
No, we're BMR dealer. Moroso dealer. Warren.
Take it down, pressure.
Yeah, that needs to be.
It's supposed
washed.
to be like.
Yeah. No, the VP one's gonna come down. Shout out to Schaefer's Specialized Lubricants. Getting this thing 861 down a quarter mile. Oh, and the turbo. So that helps too. Ta-da. Look at that. Alright, we're back to plain Jane. Ready to go. We gotta get a little emery cloth on there. Clean that Johnny up so we don't ruin the seal. And then we gotta make sure we keep track of all the part numbers for future endeavors. So when we go on drag and drives, we can know what bearings we need, or we'll just carry a spare set of bearings. Because it's inevitable, bearings go bad, especially after this thing does a monster sky wheelie. Never mind. Alright, we just took half of the brake kit. We got the rotor, the hub, pads, the caliper bracket, the cap, studs, half of the hardware, and cardboard boxes, but the cardboard boxes don't weigh anything. So right now, one side, we're looking at 14, let's call it 14 and a half pounds. That's the whole brake kit for one side. Now, I'm gonna put just the rotor, no cap, so it's just rotor, hub, and that's it on scale. We're gonna see what that weighs. Again, the whole brake kit with the hub was 14 and a half pounds. This is just the rotor and hub, no caliper. 20 pounds. So, right off the get, we're about 5 pounds lighter already. Well, we're a lot of pounds lighter because there's no brakes on it. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we'll get the caliper off of this, weigh that with the cap, all of it, the pads, the whole 9. We'll see what the total weight is on one side. We'll do the math, subtract it, add the other side together, and we'll see what our total weight savings is going to be. Caliper, pads, rotor. Oh, we need the hardware.
Bolts that are already sitting.
The bolts, you got the bolts on it already?
The bearing and the cap that's sitting under the caliper.
Everything on there. 34 and a quarter pounds. From, what was it, 14?
14 and a half.
So just shy of 30 pounds a side. It's 29 and a quarter.
Huh?
Right?
20 pounds.
20 pounds. It's
20
20,
pounds.
yeah.
Exactly 20 pounds.
Math, no. 20
Exactly
pounds.
20 pounds per corner.
20 pounds per corner.
Now we're gonna have to move weight around because our weight's gonna be all messed up because
Yeah.
we're so perfectly balanced on this truck.
Our radial prep truck that's 95% in the nose, it's gonna be off.
You know, if we just cut these.
Guys going from Chippewas to Brunson, now his feet are also 40 pounds lighter. All right, now this is the fun part. We're gonna move some of the stuff off of here. Good.
Need my hat.
We gotta pack some bearings, and the only right way to pack bearings isn't with a bearing packing tool.
With your hand.
It's with your hands. And of course, Schaefer's 219 Sin Force green grease. So yeah, as you can see right about here, recommended for passenger race car automotive wheel bearings. So yeah, we'll pack up our bearings, put them on, and be doing burnouts. Or
Sitting on the lift.
yeah, it'll be sitting on the lift because somebody forgot to order brake hoses. This guy.
This guy.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to
All
a
right, guys.
lane. Pick up the pieces
So we're
and go
putting the hubs,
rearrange.
or the studs in the
I'll be
hubs,
the best
and
above all the rest.
since
The
we
pizza
don't have
contestant.
instructions
Expect nothing less. You check.
for this style brake, we're just gonna go in here. We'll go down to the brakes, or go down to the studs, and where to go? Similar style. Ours are 1028s. These are 1026. So we're gonna put Loctite on them. We're gonna torque them down to 90 foot-pounds, and that'll be where we put the studs for these hubs. Again, this is all just trial-based stuff. We're probably gonna put it together and something's not gonna line up, but we'll see. So let us torque these bad boys down. We got grease inside here. The bearings are all greased. We'll slide them on, and we'll be on to the next chapter in this install. All right, so we got these ones all torqued down. Loctite, got the washer on there, 90 foot-pounds. We're gonna put some Loctite on these guys. And again, you don't need to put Loctite on the whole entire bolt because that's not where it's torquing. I am putting a little too much on, but try to do it one-handed. So Colin's gonna run those down, snug them up with that gun, and then we'll spray Loctite all over the place, and then we'll torque them down. And one thing that we like to do is anytime you have a crucial fastener is we always like to mark these just because we like to go back after, I don't know, we'll probably do this after the first 100 miles or so and make sure none of this stuff is moving. So flywheel bolts, torque converter bolts, flex plate bolts, basically anything that's important in that back out, we like to torque.
You can tell it's mine because it'll be pink.
Yes, and Colin's got his pink marker out, marking everything. So like I said, we'll get these torqued up, get the bearings in there, seals in there, and then we'll start mocking up the bracket on there so we can stop faster.
I don't know what happened.
All right, well, we're not 100% sure on how this bracket goes on here, but we also aren't stupid, so it came with these, I believe they're, I don't know, 1/2 inch bolts, 3/8 bolts? They're not 1/2 inch, 7/16 maybe. Anyways, we got these all in there, spacers in there. We gotta throw the nut on there, tighten them up, and put the hub on. Yep. And I. You gotta put the nut
I need
on
the
it.
nut, don't I?
Yeah. Donut. So when these kits are available, there will be torque specs for everything. We're just putting everything tight, and we just know what proper torque is. If you have headphones in here watching this video, turn them up.
outside?
Yeah, sure. Missed it. Oops.
I don't know what you're talking about. It just says inboard side.
So, if you say inboard, right here, but the R at the end of the part number, I believe that means right. And last time I checked, passenger is right. We don't know. We're just winging this thing here.
I figured it would say P and D.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it should say. B 14, 13, not 14. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what we're doing here.
We're just putting brakes on. All right, a little trick for you guys. After you clean your hubs, spray a little fluid film on there so it doesn't rust. And also so the seal's not dry. And look at that. It doesn't squeak anymore. This is how we clean bearings.
I don't know if it's going to fit in there still.
You're recording?
Recording.
Yeah, right here. All right, again, I don't know what everybody does to tighten down their hub bearings, but it's the way I do it, the way that the shop does it on everyday cars. So basically, you want to preload the bearing and get it nice and tight on there. Spin it, and that's too tight, clearly. And then back it off. I usually do 90 degrees. Spin it the way that the wheel is going to go most of the time. And then just give it a little bit. And that's it. Put the lock nut on there, the cotter pin, the cap, and that's it. And in the future, probably about 100 miles, like I said, about torquing these, we'll pull this back off and check that the torque on the bearings is still good. So.
Oh, I don't care about that.
All right. New?
Wrong.
No.
Wrong.
Right. Cotter pin.
It's a bit long.
Like me. Okay, now the nut can't move.
All right. Big metal hammer for this. One of them cats.
Yeah, big metal hammer. When you're strange. Oh.
Mini hole.
Oh. Oh.
You should make them floaters.
Yeah, we should have them milled out and make floaters.
Then don't put the bill of specialty.
Get rid of the bill of specialty cap so you can see that it's just strange.
Did you make floaters for that?
We could have somebody make them.
I can do it.
You could do it with a cutoff wheel.
Just cut the end off, put a magnet in there so it just hangs.
We'll do that again. Nice.
It's a swagger. You know what you're doing.
All right, we'll throw this rotor on.
Have you guys ever seen this thing right here?
This is
It's labeled in here.
Boy. They're probably the same. No, they're not. It says.
Minimum thickness.
Oh. And
It does
arrows.
have the arrow.
It does have
I
arrows.
I saw an arrow somewhere.
Okay, and the other thing I want to do is I'm going to get a tape measure. We're going to measure off of somewhere to see what the track width difference is, because they told me what it was, but I don't remember if it was 3/4 of an inch, 7/8 of an inch, or 1/32. Don't remember. So we'll get a straight edge put across here, measure this side, and measure the other side, so we can see what the track width difference is. The other side of the truck. We got a messed up sleeve in there. All right, so we'll pull the rotor off. Something ain't right. And we'll run a tap in there. But anyways, we did measure the track width difference. I just measured it off of the spindle here to the flat mating surface here. And basically, it's 3/4 of an inch per side wider, which is 1.5 inches total. Now, when you're running skinnies in the front with, I think it's, I don't remember what the offset is, but whatever the offset is on those, it really doesn't matter because I have plenty of room because these wheel wells are so bubbled out. because it's a bubble body, not a square.
It's a pre-runner.
You got our 4-inch wider fenders on it. All right, the next step on this is probably the utmost, no, not probably, it is the most important thing you can do on any aftermarket brake kit, in my opinion. And that is making sure that the caliper is centered on the rotor. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you with no spacers in there of where it's reading right now from inside piston to outside piston. And take into consideration, this does move a little bit, so there'll be a little bit of room, if you will, a couple thousandths of where that rotor wiggles back and forth. So Colin is just checking it right now to see where we're at. And I believe this is a big enough difference right now that you can see it with the naked eye. But I'll stick the phone in there with a light so you can see that one side is off compared to the other.
Because I have it at right now, which you can fit it betwixt them.
Yeah.
But if you go to this side,
And I apologize. I didn't mean between the piston and the rotor, between the bridge and the rotor. But as you can see right there,
that gap there to that gap.
so basically this caliper needs to slide in a little bit, which means that we're gonna have to put a few shims in between the mounting bracket and the caliper itself. Now, there's the shims.
I'm just guessing.
What we can do is we can measure that with a micrometer and see what the difference is side to side. But
Someone doesn't have the micrometer here.
I don't have the micrometer here. And we've done enough of these, and if you're doing this and you're a stay-at-home dad working on your race car or whatever you're doing, it's pretty much common sense. You can see straight is straight and offset is offset. You can see it right there.
They're stuck in there.
All right, so we got 2 shims on there, and we're going to test fit that, and we're not putting Loctite on yet. Remember, when you're test fitting stuff, do not put Loctite on the bolts until you're ready to final torque. And I will say, when you are changing your pad, actually, no, if you're taking your caliper off, pay attention to if there's spacers on there, because when you drop them and you go put it back together and it says crooked when you're on your drag and drive, not ideal. Exhibit A.
Did you already switch it on me?
Yeah.
You gotta tell me that.
Hey, I switched the gun on you.
Thanks.
What'd you say, Dad?
Did we already do the blocks on the...
No, we gotta do that too. Oh, and I know I showed you in the last video, but there's our low dollar stuff that we gotta put on here. I already threaded the sensor in. Make sure there's room for the connector. Planes. Say that again? Couldn't hear you from across the shop.
Man, am I good.
Let me step in here. Just a naked eye look at this. Looks pretty dang good.
There you go, so remember.
Alright guys, I'm just finishing up editing the video of putting the strange brakes on the front of the turbo truck. And I realized I kind of just left off on putting them on and making sure that the brake pads sit where they're supposed to sit. So I just want to get back on here and give you a little update on what's going on with it. Come in the trailer here. Get this door opened up, turn the lights on a little bit. So here's an update. The turbo truck is in the trailer, as you can see. That's the fact that it's in the trailer. And the strange brakes are on it. So we were concerned with, when we were putting them on, that either A, wouldn't work or fit, or move the track width out, which it did, move the track width out 3/4 of an inch. But everything worked. It worked flawless. Literally, it's a bolt-on kit, and I didn't have to call Strange back up. Shout out to Ryan at Strange. I didn't have to call them back up and say, hey, I need this much more spacer, or I need to do this, I need to do that, blah, 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 blah. They just fit. They bolted on, the hub slid on, we packed the bearings, and it's good. So, shout out to Strange for development of those things. And again, they are on stock. Let's see if I can get in here. Maybe not. They're on stock spindles. As you can see there, that's a 2000 Ford Ranger spindle. Strange Evolutions on there. Floating caliper. Worked perfect. So, the next video you'll see, we went over to Cecil, Maryland to do some drag racing. And again, they work great. No issues. Same thing with the turbo truck. So I'll make another video of putting a Strange brakes on that one, and that'll probably be in the video of testing that one and this one at Cecil. So that'll conclude this video. Again, shout out to Strange for jumping on board and helping us out, getting some lightweight brakes on the front of this truck. It actually ended up saving us around 40 pounds a side, so that's huge in the percentage of this thing, which actually made it so it's almost a little too light in the front end. So I may have to hang some weight in the front. I'm going to try not to. And as you guys will see in the next video, we definitely have to put weight on the front of that one. Because, yeah, it's a little light. So, make sure you head over to the YouTubes, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Pardon me. Facebook, same thing. Follow us, like us, share, subscribe, all that jazz. And make sure you head over to fatboyscustoms.com/merch. I'll put the link in the description, and you can grab some merch from us, as well as performance parts and accessories and all that jazz. So, again, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.